story, the title is Malin Kundang. Everyone, do you know Malin Kundang? So don't go anywhere because I'm going to tell you all the story in detail. Let's start the story with once upon a time in Padang, West Sumatra, precisely in Air Manis Beach village. There was a widow named Manderubaya. She had a son named Malin Kundang. Malin was very much loved by his mother, because since he was a little, she had been left by his father. When she was an adult, Malin said goodbye to his mother because she went to go abroad. With a heavy heart, finally Manderubaya allowed her son to go. The day passed slowly for Manderubaya. When she woke, she started to hunch over. Manderubaya groaned every night. She was very sure that the one day Malis would definitely return. Her wish come true. One day, a beautiful ship crowd. Manderubaya crawled to sea and approached the ship. Her heart beating fast because she was very sure that the young man is her beloved son Malin Kundang. Then Manderubaya ran and hugged Malin tightly. Malin, my child! Then Malin was stopped because she was hooked by the old woman who was dressed in red. She doesn't believe it. Then his beautiful wife spat and said, "Che, is the bad woman your mother? Why did you lie to me?" Hearing his wife's word, Malin pushed her mother. Malin, my son, I'm your mother. Then Malin said, "Hey old woman, my mom is not like you, poor and dirty." Then Malin and his wife left Manderubaya alone. She saw the Malin ship getting further away. His heart felt like stop. Then, oh my God! It was not my son. I forgive her action earlier. But it is my son, Malin Kundang. I beg for your justice. Not long after all, a great storm coming, destroying Malin's ship and turning it into a piece of stone. On the beach, there was a rock by a human body, which was believed is a body of Malin Kundang. The end. Well, my dear audience, from the story we can learn to always be devoted to our parents who care and raise us wholeheartedly. Sometimes success can make us arrogant and make us forget our origin. Like the Malin Kundang story. That's all for me. Thank you for listening to me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Berikan tepuk tangan yang meriah untuk kelas 10 TJKT 1.
Wah Kak, ini cerita tentang Malin Kundang bukan sih Kak?
Iya, itu tadi menceritakan tentang Malin Kundang.
Waduh, ini banyak banget ya pesan moralnya.
Iya.
Aduh, kira-kira apa aja tuh Kak pesan moral dari cerita Malin Kundang?
Siapa ya?
Menurut aku sih ya, ada menceritakan tentang kita itu harus nurut pada orang tua, tidak boleh durhaka,
Aduh, betul banget tuh Kak. Kira-kira selanjutnya penampilan dari kelas mana?
Ada dari kelas 10 AKL 3.
Everyone, today I will tell you the story of si Pitung. Once upon a time, a boy named Pitung was born in Jakarta. He was born in Kampung Rawabelong, and his parents' name Abah Piun and Nyak Pina. At the time, Jakarta still known as Betawi or Batavia, and it has been colonized by Dutch in hundreds of years. Pitung witnessed the Dutch colonize again the Betawi people every day. As grew older, his father hoped that Pitung could grow up to be a good child. His father put Pitung into the pesantren Haji Naipin, or known as Islamic boarding school in Kemayoran. Pitung is a child who is good at reciting the Holy Quran. Not only that, in pesantren, they are also taught about one of Indonesian martial art, which is Pencaksilat. And Pitung can master it very well. After several years as a santri Haji Naipin, Pitung returned to his hometown. When he got home, he was served food that was extraordinarily delicious. Remembering, at pesantren, he only ate what was there because to remember gratitude to God. At home, Pitung diligently helped his father to herd goat to areas with lots of grass.
Sini apa?
While Pitung father
Sini paling oh.
sell fruits at the market. One day, his father told him to sell the goat to Tanah Abang market. After selling goat, on the way, he is intercepted by 3 thugs. "Hey, what's your name, bud?" said one of the thugs. Pitung answered them nicely. "My name is Pitung." The thugs let Pitung go. Pitung did not expect anything until his father asked him about the money. He searched the money everywhere, but still did not find it. Pitung knew that it was the thugs' thief. So he came the place where he found the thugs and asked them, "Give me back my money. You thought I wouldn't know?" But the thugs still won't admit it that they was a pickpocket. Long story short, there was a fight between them and Pitung won it. After this, while Pitung taking care of goat, the thugs come to Pitung and apologize for what they did. Unexpectedly, the thugs asked Pitung for cooperation to become a pickpocket in the market. Pitung denied it. Instead, he said, "Stop being a pickpocket. You did that to poor people. As a young man, we should help people." One of the thugs answered, "We did that because we are poor too. If we are not poor, we did not want to be a pickpocket. If we are not poor, we did not want to be pickpocket. Then how we to do help for other people?" Pitung make a plan to rob the rich people. They are Dutch company and all the native who work for it. Because these days, Pitung feels sorry for his poor neighbors and he has the fact the rich get richer and the poor stay poor. The thugs agree with him and they robbed the rich people for helping poor people. His 3 robbing friends were arrested, shot dead of his behavior. Then the Dutch saw Pitung and shot him. But Pitung was immune to bullets. None of the bullets penetrated of his body. Pitung said, "Deploy all your troops. I'm not afraid of you." That the Pitung's weakness was
gold balls. The Dutch immediately got troops and shot Pitung until Pitung died. Pitung burned in Rawabelong, West Jakarta. Heroes are not always strong people, but people who have high social qualities are also referred to as heroes, helping people and caring for other people. That's all. Thank you for attention, guys. See you.
Beri tepuk tangan untuk kelas 10 AKL 3. Oke, penampilan selanjutnya ada dari kelas 10 TJKT 3. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. How are you today? Let me introduce myself. My name is Nainin Faida Humaira. I'm from 10th grade of 3 Computer Engineering. I'm standing here to tell you about Snow White. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful girl in the palace. Her name is Snow White. She lived with her uncle and her auntie after her parents passed away. She lived unhappy actually because her uncle and her auntie always made her upset. All the palace even were quiet by them. Someday, when Snow White wanted to go to the bedroom, she passed the dining room. She saw her uncle and her auntie in the dining room. They thought that Snow White would be moved out from America. Snow White was so shocked, and she fell the flower pot down. They looked at her and they brought her to the storeroom. Snow White was so sad and she tried to run away from the palace. It was success. She called run away by the window. She ran as fast as she could and she entered the forest. She walked and ran along in the dark forest. She wailed the wild animals and she hid. After a long time, she felt too tired and sleepy. She made a small cottage and she decided to enter. She laid her body in the floor. 7 dwarfs were so shocked after knowing there was a girl who was lying on the floor. They looked at her because her body was so different. Snow White opened her eyes and she met them. She told about her life and they took her was her elder sister. They live happy ever after. Thank you for attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selanjutnya ada penampilan dari kelas 11 TKV 2. Beri tepuk tangan.
Hello everyone, my name is Nadira Ingrid Safina from 11 Visual Communication Design 2. Today, I'm going to tell you a story entitled The Bear and the Bee. Are you ready to listen? One more time. Are you ready to listen? Everybody knows that bears love honey. One day, Mr. Bear looks in his cupboard and he can't find any honey. Oh no honey, he says. So he goes into the forest to find some. He sees a beehive in a tree. He smells the honey. Honey. He sticks his paw into the beehive and zzz, A bee flies out. "Hey bear, go away," says the bee. "This is not your honey." Mr. Bear is annoyed. "I am bigger than you," he says, "and I am stronger than you too. I can do what I want. Now, buzz off." Mr. Bear sticks his paw into the beehive again and swing. Ow! The bee stings him right on his nose. My nose, oh, I'm so angry," growls Mr. Bear. He swings his stick at the beehive. He swings his stick at the beehive. He smash, he smashes it to pieces. Then he hears a strange sound. It gets louder and louder. Zzz. Thousands of bees fly out of the smashed beehive. They fly around Mr. Bear's head. Zoom! They sting him on his ear. Zoom! They sting him on his elbow. They chase Mr. Bear through the forest. They sting him on his arms, his legs, his hand, and especially on his nose. Swing, swing, swing. Mr. Bear runs all the way home and slams the door shut. Bam! Then he hears a voice behind him. It's Mrs. Bear. "You did it again, didn't you?" she says. "You lost your temper." "Yes," he says as he cries and counts his bee stings. "Here's the bee sting medicine," says Mrs. Bear. "Also, we have honey in the cupboard. It's behind the floor." The end. Moral of the story is, a hot temper always gets you into trouble. Thank you for listening. Goodbye and see you.
Wah, lucu banget ya kak, mbaknya bisa menirukan suara hewan.
Waduh, iya nih kak, keren-keren banget ya.
Tuh,
Kira-kira selanjutnya ada dari kelas mana ya?
penampilan selanjutnya ada
Dari kelas 11 PM3. Mari kita sambut dengan tepuk tangan yang meriah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, good morning. Here I will to tell the story. The title is The Crying Stone. A long time ago, in a small village, there lived a poor widow and her very beautiful daughter. Despite her beauty, the daughter was arrogant and lazy. She was ashamed of her mother's poverty and worn-out clothes. One day, the daughter asked her mother to accompany her to the market. "But don't walk beside me. I don't want people to know you are my mother," the doctor said harshly. The mother sadly nodded. On their way to the market, many people admired the doctor's beauty. However, when they asked who the old woman walking behind her, the arrogantly doctor replied, "She is just my servant." The mother felt deeply hurt by her daughter's words, but she remained silent. As they walked further, the doctor continued to humiliate her mother. Finally, her mother stopped and prayed to God. Oh Lord, punish my daughter for her disrespectful behavior. She whispered with tears streaming down her face. Soon after, the doctor's body began to harden. Mothers! Mothers! What is happening to me, mothers? She cried out in fear. Her body slowly turned to stone. The stone is now known as the crying stone because the sound of dripping water can be often heard. So that's all about my story. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waduh, kalian kelihatannya udah pada capek banget ya.
Masih semangat gak nih? Cek sound dulu kali ya kak.
Boleh tuh.
Hai hai halo. Halo halo hai. Mari kita saksikan penampilan selanjutnya dari kelas 11 TJKT 1. Beri tepuk tangan yang meriah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. My name is Indoaji. I'm from 11 Computer Network Engineering and Telecommunications 1. Today I will tell you a story about the Timumas and the Giant. The Timumas and the Giant. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived an old widow named Boxrini. She lived alone because her husband had passed away, and she longed for a child to keep her company. One night, she had a strange dream. She met the giant, the green giant, who was enormous and frightening, who told her to come to the forest and take the package behind the big tree. The next morning, she woke up and realized that the dream was a divine sign. And then she going to the forest and met the giant. The giant promised her to give child, but with one condition. When the child turned 17 years old, the giant will take her back. And after that, the giant gave her cucumber seeds. And the Boxrini planted them and nurtured them every day. And then the huge cucumbers grow. When she opened it, she found a beautiful baby girl inside the huge cucumber and named her Timumas. Timumas grew up kind and lovely, but Boxrini feared the day that the giant will come and take her. And then Boxrini prayed every day, every night, and sent Timumas to a hermit on a mountain. In the mountain, the hermit gave her 4 items. Items number 1, the cucumber seeds. Items number 2, the needles. And items the number 3 is the salt. And the last but not least, the items number 4 is the shrimp bath. And then the Timumas going back to the village. Two years later, the giant back to the village. asked for Timumas. The Timumas and showed up and ran as fast as he could. Then Timumas threw the first items is the cucumber seeds. The first items is through. And then the cucumber grew big and slowed the giant. And then items number 2 is through. Is becoming a needle, becoming a bamboo that hurt the giant and slows down. And then items number 3 has been too. The first ocean grew from the dirt and almost drowned the giant, but it's still not. And then the last items is the shrimp pass. It's been through. Boiling mud is grew and bigger and forever giant trapped inside of that mud. After that, the Timumas going back to the village and finally live happily with box reading. The moral of the story is we have to be brave and not give up how hard the situation is. That's all from me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wah kak, baru kali ini ya lihat penampilan anak laki-laki.
Waduh, iya nih kak, jarang-jarang ya ada anak laki-laki.
Jarang. Ayo kita lanjut untuk penampilan selanjutnya.
Ada dari kelas 11 TKV 1. Beri tepuk tangan.
Good morning, everyone. On this happy occasion, I'll tell you a story about the elephant and the ant. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Kayla Takawa from 11 Visual Communication Design 1. Once upon a time, in the forest, there lived the giant elephant and the little ant. The giant elephant was known as a grumpy and arrogant animal. He feels that he was strong and superior instead of the other animals. One day, in a sunny morning, when the ant and his family were looking for food, the elephant suddenly sprayed water from his trunk. The ant and his family crying because of this incident. What are you doing? What's wrong with you? Why are you always mess around? Instead of feel guilty, the elephant was become furious. Oh, come on! That's just you. If you keep crying, I'll break you into pieces. However, the little ant and his family decided to give the elephant a lesson. The next day, the little ant invited his family to climb onto elephant's back. Once they reached the top, they entered the elephant trunk and started biting it. The elephants of course felt ticklish and felt pain. Come on! Stop it! The elephant tried everything to stop their bite. But no matter what, they still biting it. Until finally, the elephant started to apologize. I'm sorry, please, stop it! I'm sorry, I promise I'll never mess around with you anymore, please. Because of the apologize from the elephant, the ant and his family
stop their bites.
Oh ho ho! Now you know how to be hurt, huh?
After that, other animals in the forest that has to be polite by the elephant was now live peacefully without any disturbed by the elephant anymore. The moral of the story is being arrogant was bring disaster, while humility and cooperation makes things feel better. I'm sorry for it. That's all of me. Thank you for your attention. I'm sorry for any mistakes. See you next time.
Berikan tepuk tangan yang meriah untuk kelas 11 DKV 1.